What's up, guys? Good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. Happy Halloween to you all if you celebrate it in your country. It's not a massive thing in Italy, but happy Halloween day to everyone here. What a game that we have to analyze today. Not today. What a game. What an absolute game. And I've said this already before the Inter game. I think playing these games under the circumstances that we're living is something that I don't remember in recent times. And honestly, I will be there in Milan. I'm gonna leave pretty soon. I am so excited because something in my heart says, like, the adrenaline that my heart is pumping around my body is like, I'm not scared. I am not scared. I want to be brave enough to play my cards in these games. And it's time that we start winning these games to unlock something that maybe, again, I'm not looking at the ultimate objective. I'm not. Because that is an ultimate dream. But going to Milan, chasing this dream, is something that honestly I've been waiting since I was a kid. And now it's our moment. Now is our chance. And the last thing I want from this game, no matter if we win, we can lose this game. We can lose this game, but I don't want one thing. I don't want regrets. I want to go to Milan as a team that plays football and as a fan without regrets, playing with my heart, playing with no fear, and playing with the biggest amount of courage everywhere. So I'm so excited for this one. I hope everyone is so excited for this one. I want everyone to drop a like for this match preview. If the anticipation for this game is killing you, if you've got busy Halloween plans wherever you're watching from in the world, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We have hit 16.8k. Which is unbelievable. So yeah, if you can continue on subscribing and everything, it would be great. But I want to start off by saying one thing. Before getting onto numbers, stats, as always in these match previews, I want to open up by saying, I think it's time. Maybe it's because we're first in the league. And by the way, it's November tomorrow. So yes, we probably don't belong there. In fact, we definitely don't belong there. We might not be the strongest, but tomorrow is November and Roma is first. And that's something that, as we said before, pressure is on Milan. Because if there is a team that needs to be in our position, it's them. Now again, the league is long. The competition still has a lot of games. But we went through August, September, October, and we presented ourselves into November in front of this game, first in the league. So, and it's not a coincidence that if you count the entire 2025 as a solar year, Roma would be first in the league with like a 7-point advantage. We might not be the strongest. In fact, we certainly aren't the strongest. But it's not a coincidence that we're so high up in the current league and in the 2025 Solar Year League. So I think as a result of these factors, one thing that I must say in this game is this. In previous seasons, an away game in Milan, I was always like, a point would be golden. A point would be absolutely golden. I would sign on a piece of paper for a point, for a draw. Bring it back, work on it. Add it to the pile. Maybe I've evolved. Maybe we've evolved. We certainly have evolved. Maybe it's because of where we are. It's because of the feelings that we're currently having. I want the win. I want the fucking win. I want 3 points. I would not be satisfied with a draw. Again, it depends if we do end up drawing, it depends. I wouldn't scrap the draw away and go, oh, fuck off, terrible result. No. I would probably, after the post 24 hours, I would probably think about that draw and rationalize it. But I am going to Milan on Sunday in that away end. I want to win. I don't give a shit. I want 3 points. I want 3 points. And I will not accept a draw. Then we can lose, we can draw, we can win. But one thing is certain, I don't and will not sign for a draw this time around in Milan. It's time we show our balls. It's time we show our balls. If we want to build something big, we got to exploit their weaknesses. We got to exploit the fact that a lot of their key players are missing. We got to exploit the moment that we're living, the fact that we're first in the league. And we have to go there and win like a strong team and like a strong mentality team. And that's something that I wanted to add in this match preview and get it out there, because a draw can be good. Again, I'm not going to say that a draw is disastrous, but anyone who wants a draw and would sign for a draw pre-game in Milan this weekend, you're wrong. Because we can win, and because we must try and win. Then you can lose. Football is weird. But we need to go there where they're bows, with our cojones. Our cojones. Okay? Okay, let's quickly talk about this game. Starting off with Milan. Now look, Milan are missing a lot of key pieces, and that is something very important for us. Very, very important for us. They're missing Pulisic, they're missing Rabiot, they're missing Jimenez, Santiago Jimenez, they're missing Tomori. They were going to miss Leao, but Leao managed to train with the group today, will be available for this game. I reckon he will start, but I think there are two things which Leao has proven us in the Serie A in his time. Number one is that a non-fit Leao is not a player that changes games. And number two, Leao by himself equals nothing. I've said it. Leao is a good player, but Leao's talent is extremely overrated because he doesn't match his mindset with his talent. Leao's a good player, but Leao is not as good as everyone makes him to be. Leao is not a player that gets the ball and wins you the game single-handedly. No, he's not. Of course, if you're an idiot and you leave 78 meters of space against Leao, then yes, he will punish you because he's fast, because he's pacey. So absolutely. But Leao is not somebody that, especially a Leao who isn't 100% fit and was in question for this game, he isn't a game. This is not me saying this. This is the Serie A proves it. Name me a game that Leao won single-handedly in the last 4 years. The only one I can remember was that Napoli-Milan game in the Champions League, which ended, 4-0 to Milan? Something like that in the Champions League. So, again, Simo, don't jinx it. Simo, don't jinx it. I'm not jinxing it. Leao can have the performance of his lifetime. I'm analysing this game on what I've seen. Leao is not as good as people make him to be. I've got Milan friends who think that Leao is better than Lamine Yamal. And that is not a big statement. I have friends, Milan friends, who say that Leao and think that Rafa Leao is better than Lamine Yamal. And I'm like, are you drunk? Are you drunk? Name me a game that Leao wins single-handedly. Name me a fucking game that Portuguese winger has won single-handedly. I can probably name 2. He's played, it's like his 6th year in Milan. So, this is what I'm saying. We can't be scared. If their best player is Modric. Their best player is Pulisic. There's a Milan with Pulisic and a Milan without Pulisic. And Rabiot is a very good player. Both of them are going to be missing, or a lot of question marks around them, which is very good for us. Then they've got Luka Modric. You see, a world champion, a world-class player, is not somebody like Leao. It's somebody like Luka Modric. I am so happy to be facing Luka Modric, and I'm so happy that we'll be there watching Luka Modric live, because Luka Modric is one of my favorite players out there. Longevity, class is permanent. Luka Modric is unbelievable. Now, again, the position that he plays in is not a position that wins you the game with a goal, but is a player that makes a difference. And I had the same Milan friends who insisted that Leao was better than Lamine Yamal. I have Milan friends who didn't want Modric this summer because they thought that he was never going to play. And I'm like, okay, He's not 23 years old, but he's Luka Modric. Do you realize you've got Fofana in the middle and you also sold Reinders? How can you possibly think that Modric was never going to start? And I'm happy to face him because these are the real champion in a world full of. And I named I think Lamine Yamal is one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world, absolutely. But there's a problem with the new generation. The problem with the new generation is that their ego is too big, and that these new generation talents can be the best players out there. I'm not doubting their talent, their qualities. But they don't have this. They don't have their head. They don't have their mind. And so I'm like, learn from champions like Modric. Learn from champions who have written the history of this game like Luka Modric, not speaking one word outside of football games and showing everything on that rectangular pitch with their feet. Like, Lamine is... I don't know why I've brought Lamine. I'm just saying there's a problem with the new generation. It's because it's a social media generation. It's because it's a social media generation that is forced to post things on Instagram before games to get people hyped up, but then they don't respect... You know what I mean? Modric is the real champion in this game. In this game, between Milan and Roma, there are two world champions. One of them is Modric, and the other one is Paulo Dybala. Clash of titans between the Croatian and the Argentinian. Marble, sorry if I ignored the super chat. Simo, you should make a Discord channel, says Marble. I'll definitely look into it. Absolutely. Thank you, mate, for the super chat. And happy Halloween to you and everyone else. The other thing, you know what? Milan are missing players. Milan are not the same without Pulisic, Tomori. Rabiot is the machine of their midfield as well as Modric. Jimenez is not available. They're probably going to play with Nkunku and Loftus-Cheek as a false nine. Milan is decimated for this game. Decimated, I wanted to say. They're missing a lot of players. Guys, this is our chance. Am I wrong to think that this is one of the most important games that we've played since that Budapest final? Like, realistically speaking, this is one of the most important games that we've played since that Budapest final. Because there's a chance, and we need to take that chance to go 6 points from Milan. Do we realise what that means? Do we realise what it means? And I'm not overconfident. As I always said, I always have this fear of speaking early and showing too much confidence into games. But sometimes I feel things. Sometimes I feel things in my body which make me go, which make me say specific things. I'm going to say it. I don't see a world where Roma loses on Sunday. I don't. If I need to bet and place my money on something on Sunday, I would never bet against us. I would never bet a penny against us. Because if there's something that 2025 has shown us, as I said at the start, we might not be the best, but we're an organised football club. We know what to do on that pitch. These players know that this is the chance of their lifetime. And so here I say, alas, we hear the wolves in the forests on Halloween night going, ow! And this is where I bend my ear to them and say, this is Gasp's game. This is the game where Gasp shows Italy and the world that maybe Roma should be considered. This is the game where Gasperini goes and plays all his tools, all his cards, against the Milan team, which is a great team. I'm not hiding this. I think Milan can win the league. I think they can. But with the Milan, we're missing a lot of pieces to this puzzle. A lot of players are uncertain because of their fitness levels. And Gasperini knows that this is the chance to exploit. I see a very tactical game. I see a very dirty game, a game decided by moments. But as we've done many times over the course of 2025, it's actually better. Halloween night, what do the monsters in? What does Freddy Krueger? What does Pennywise? To keep it Halloween themed, what do horror characters do in Halloween movies? You know, you're gonna watch tonight, whether you go trick-or-treating, whether you go in a haunted house with your friends, in a haunted maze, or whether you're a chilled guy and stay at home and watch a horror movie. Whether it's with your girlfriend, friends, or by yourself. If you like staying by yourself, you're gonna watch that Halloween movie, and in every Halloween movie that you watch, there's gonna be a scene. And the scene is this. I'm not gonna kill myself live. This is a knife. Somebody goes, tss. And this is where I go. This is where I say, and take all the responsibility in me going, this is Gasparini's knife. And you know what Gasparini's gonna do on Sunday? He's gonna go, dear Massimiliano, I hope your Halloween went well. He's gonna exploit that moment and go, pfft. And there is no world in if I had to place my money, there is no world where I'm going against us on Sunday. I'm not saying we're gonna win, we can draw, but there is no world where if I need to place my money on something, I'm never gonna place it on us losing this game. I will look like an absolute idiot if we lose this game, but I will take the responsibility and say this, because an organized team knows what to do. We're gonna close down, we're gonna exploit moments, set pieces, whatever, but we're not going, we're gonna play, what I'm trying to say here is, we will properly use our cards. Because if there's something that Gasparini has shown us is this, he knows how and what cards to place. And so as a Roma fan, yes. As a Roma fan who maybe might be a bit too overconfident because of the league position that we're in, the fact that we're not used to it, maybe I'm ecstatic, but I'm also rational. And if I analyse this game, I look at Milan's state, I look at the players Milan are missing, and the chance that we have in our hands, and I go, I am never going against us. Never going against us. Anyways, if we lose this, I'm going to get targeted. But I will take the responsibility of doing this. Okay, predicted 11 for us, Scotland. She's from Scotland, yes, guys. Is this. Look, Zvilar, Hermoso I think will start because I think, the reason I think Hermoso will start is because Angelino isn't ready to start. And because Angelino will be out. And Angelino being out and Gasperini not trusting Tsimikas, especially in this game, makes me say Hermoso's going to start, to put Celik on that side and to cover that absence with Wesley on the wrong side. So I think that is going to happen. Up front is where I have the most question marks because I'm not a fan of Dybala and Sule, but if Dybala sticks as a false 9 and doesn't move on Sule's side, then it can work because it doesn't force one of the two on the wrong side. Pellegrini, I also think will start this game. I don't think Bailey can be taken in consideration to start this game after that performance against Parma. But the question that I have here is Dovbyk or not, because I have attacked him, but I have seen improvements from him in both the Sassuolo game and the Parma game. And I'm like, as always, do we leave a point of reference or do we not? That's my only thing. Do we give him momentum? Do we give him a sense of friction or do we not? And I think I've gone without him because I think the technical side to this game is very, very, very important. I must say, after saying everything and how confident I am for this game, there's one thing that I'm scared of. You know what the story is whenever you go up north. You know what the story is. whenever we have to travel up north, whether it's in Milan against Milan, Milan against Inter, or Turin against Juventus. You know what the story is. The story is that the game will always start 12 against 11. And I'm not putting my hands in front, but I've been fooled too many times not to believe this. The only thing that I'm scared of on Sunday is a performance of the referee class that will make us put a gun in our throat. And the referee that they picked for this game is a referee that we have an incredibly bad record against. And guys, I mean, it's not something that we can control. As always, it's not something that you can say it's 100% going to happen against us. But whenever you go up north, in that shithole of Milan or that shithole of Turin, it's always... The problem is this. Again, Milan, Inter and Juventus are all great sides, but the truth says that they always get helped. And that their quality on the pitch is not always enough because they get helped. And the fact that we got disallowed a goal, the Milan got allowed twice in the last few weeks, makes me alarmed. It makes me worried. It does make me worried. Which is why I say for this game, we can lose. We can lose this game. Of course we can. But I don't want to have regrets. If there's one thing that I don't want to have on that train back from Milan is going, why? Just why? Why was that referee there? Why? I don't want to live the same trauma as I did many times. If I come back from Milan on that train on Monday, I need to go, they were better than me, I'm an idiot, they are so much better than me, I'm a fool for even believing that I could compete with them. I don't want to go there whinging, going, no, it's not fair, no, it's not fair. If I lose this game, great, but I want to lose it properly. I don't want to lose it because of a shit decision or shit refereeing. And that's my fear. I'm going to say it because, remember, up there is always a problem. In Milan and Turin, wherever you go, whenever we go, it's always a problem. So, it's not me putting my hands in front and already defending myself, but it's happened too many times not to look at it. So, So yeah, look, bring it on. We'll be there on, I'm going to leave on Sunday. So tomorrow we'll look at the press conference together. What Gasperini says I think is interesting for this game. And yeah, I have nothing else to add. I'm very excited. I am very pumped. I'm very, 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 very excited for this one. Because you can't not be excited not playing these games in senior current position. So we need to higher the bar, of course, even higher, even raise the bar even higher. But something strangely pens on the confidence side for this one. I don't know, it's feelings. Some games I'm negative, some games I'm positive. I feel strangely confident for this one. But yeah, right. I'll speak to you soon. Simo out. Happy Halloween. Hit the like, folks, down below.